Warning, F-bombs are armed and they may be dropped. This month for Every Second Matters, what I wanted to do is not going to happen again. Instead, I got to focus on Iran, and it is what it is, folks. All right. I want to start by showing y'all something. This is an email that I received from somebody that I only knew on Discord. Damn that selective memory. It only comes and goes when I want it to. But he says, "Hello, sir. It's me, George of the Jungle. U.S. Israel killed Khamenei. Please tell the Israeli army in new video to keep bombing Islamic Republic and IRGC till they fall. Thank you. Tell people in Discord. Internet is shut down. This fucking coward scared of Israeli Air Force. Please help us overthrow the Islamic Republic in Iran." It was an exhortation. Please keep the bombing up. Now, I don't know how particular he is about what is or is not bombed. I am extremely particular. Taking out Khamenei and the other top leaders of the country, that was great. Actually, that really was a good thing. And I kind of knew things were headed in the right direction when the head of executions was one of the ones taken out. Eliminated is the word that the State Department likes to use. That's when I started having a good feeling. And 15, 20 minutes later, when it was confirmed that IRGC headquarters had been hit, Command and Control Center had been hit, and Basij had been hit with them, okay, the right kinds of targets are being hit. But the most important thing right now is to take out those IRGC, Faraja, and Basij armories and motor pools. The armories are the weapons that they use to intimidate and massacre people. The motor pools are the way they get to whatever it is that they're trying to massacre. Take those two things out, their ability to respond is significantly degraded. It'll never be entirely gone. For one thing, IRGC can just walk into a regular army barracks and say, "You're going to give us guns," and they're going to get handed over. But it stalls them, it slows them down, it degrades their abilities. Those targets have to remain the priority for the foreseeable future. It's also a realistic fact of the universe that the need for armor by the common Iranians still hasn't gone away. It's still as strong as it was 4 weeks ago. Make the armor. Now, in a previous video, I had talked about models to use. I made an unfortunate mistake. Eli's stab-proof armor is a good template, but the material was not very good for dealing with guns. Aluminum does not stop bullets, ever. Take the pattern that he created and take the back piece, reach all the way to the front. Hook the front piece to the back piece in the front. Hook the front piece to the back piece at the bottom. You should be okay if you built it correctly. Use the tread plate, harden it. There's a video about case hardening. And attach the ballistic to the inside. You might be able to get away with having it as a wholly separate piece. It is what it is. There's another video I want to talk about. This was a video originally produced by Forgotten Weapons and In Range. I can't find it now. Fortunately, I had saved a copy. Right here, Carl is talking about how they shot it with one bullet and it spalled. And how this neck protector right here is the only thing that would have protected the wearer from the spall. In Eli's armor, there is no neck protector. You're just going to have to bend it out as best as you can This is a major overhang area. You're more likely to be hit in the front. This ball comes up and will go up into potentially into your brain case, and that's a deadly injury. It also doesn't cover protecting the back of your neck. The back of your head does hang over a little bit the over your back. If you're shot in the back, the spall there could get up into your brain case as well, and that can be a deadly injury. That's also closer to the cerebral cortex, which connects your brain to your body. That's a deadly injury. You're just going to have to do the best you can. Use the case hardening. Use the Flex Seal to help reduce spall. The Flex Seal didn't work out as well as one might hope, but it did work out a whole lot better than nothing, and you can put it back on. A possible alternative, either in lieu of or along with using the Flex Seal, is to use layers of the fiberglass and resin, not burlap and resin. I apologize. That could reduce some of that spall as well. Listen, I don't have millions of dollars, and I don't have essentially stolen equipment to work with. I can only do what I can do. I can only tell you what I have seen. Back piece reaches over your shoulders so you can attach to it here. Back piece reaches forward, but the front piece reaches back further so you can attach it at the bottom. Helmets, you're kind of on your own. You might be able to adapt Eli's fiberglass and resin design to a helmet. I don't know. I included a video by Armory Smith, who right now is a little busy. He's Ukrainian, and I hope that explains everything. At least you can develop a pattern based on one of his videos. The one I found first was the Mandalorian armor. Okay, don't necessarily use that. Maybe take the faceplate off, and if you still feel like you need a faceplate, use a faceplate video. I didn't remove it for a reason. There's also a video on an improvised gas mask. This is more like one you can improvise while you're in the middle of the situation. If you expect that this is going to continue to be a problem, and I would expect that this is going to continue to be a problem, I would try to build a gas mask. All right, it's going to be unwieldy, it's going to be clumsy, but a face closing mask, like a painter's mask, connected to a hose, connected to a canister that you can screw on. Use PVC pipe to build the canister and to mate it to the hose. There's not a lot you can do, but at least that would be good enough to get out of a gas cloud, which is all the troops in World War I used them for. Just long enough to get higher in the trench, because if they got out of the trench, they'd be machine gunned. I'm also going to say that this series can be used by the counter-revolutionaries. I'm trying to control who sees it, but there's only so much I can do. As you gain control of armories and armor depots and that sort of thing, your situation will vastly improve. That thing I said about rocks before, yeah, maybe it's obsolete now. In fact, it is obsolete now. It would work, all right, but that was more geared towards people who have literally no weapons and no ability to fight back at all, to give you the ability to fight back. It's obsolete now. It doesn't do you any good. All right. If you find you do need it, then use it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. All right. Focus on things that are much more effective. I know Donnie said something to the effect that IRGC and Fallujah and Basij, who lay down their arms and surrender, are to be treated fairly. I am not going to specifically contradict him, but I am going to say, fuck those guys. All right. Um, do what you have to do under the circumstances. All of this is, at least in part, created by the fact that the Iranian people do not have an ability to fight back because they do not have a right to keep and bear arms. This would have been impossible, absolutely not ever going to happen in the United States because we have guns everywhere. All right, there's 1.5 something guns per American. In Switzerland, it's more like 2 decimal something. And a lot of them are demilled arming rifles. That means that they took the automatic mode out and then they sold the gun to the soldier as he left the National Guard. That's not only never going to happen in Switzerland, people have nightmares that they might accidentally start a situation like this. Very, very civil people as a result. Now I can get off onto my own little rant for a moment. I had given up on Trump doing anything about Iran. He was literally messaging every minute of the day that he wanted the nuke deal. And that's the only thing he wanted. Some people say he was playing 4D chess. No. The only thing he could possibly have been doing there was trying to lull the world into thinking that he wanted the nuke deal, whether he really did or not. And, putting the regime off guard. I did start to get sort of a hint that something was going on roughly Tuesday or Wednesday when I started hearing about the kinds of demands that were being made. Demands that didn't sound right, and it turns out maybe they weren't. That this was all just a pretext to justify the action later on. That's not 4D chess. All right. I'm going to let it go at that. It took a long time to do something that should have been done in 72 hours. It took, 4 weeks to do something that could have been done in 72 hours. We could have slept rather, hearing about the riots between merchants and security forces and woke up the next morning to a regime change. That's not what happened. That was entirely possible because we've known for 4 weeks now that the massacre was reaching at least 1,200 victims per day. There's no excuse for that. And I would never have allowed it to happen. This is actually a screenshot of the first page of Dataslav Act. Second Amendment Revision National Mandatory Carry Act, effective a date. The Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America is hereby repealed and replaced as follows. Not relevant to Iran because you don't have anything to repeal. A well-protected public being necessary to the security of a free state, the duty of the people to keep and bear arms shall be enforced strictly as provided for in this amendment. If the people of Iran had had the means to resist, this might have been over in as little as 1 week. There's no excuse for it to have gone on this long. Prince Pahlavi, and I know I'm saying it wrong and I apologize. Put this before the parliament, get it done, and get it over with. Don't let this happen again. I'm also saying this to the other nations of the world because every nation in the world can suffer this same crisis. One very awful person gets into power and holds it especially as long as the Ayatollahs did, they can do a lot of damage, especially now that the animal is dying. We're going to see a massive uptick in the random murders over the next month or so. This is not over. Khomeini being dead is not the end of it. You're going to have to spend the next 6 months at least reclaiming your country from the holdouts, the people that liked him, the people that have decided, I'm going to burn it all to the ground on my way to hell. I'm sorry, that is the way it is. You're going to need to be able to defend yourselves against them too. As late as 2016, there was a German soldier who was arrested for stealing guns on behalf of his neo-Nazi buddies. No, this isn't over yet. The back is broken, the animal is dying, but it's going to lash out twice as hard on its way to hell. Be ready for that. Accept the fact that it is a reality of your universe. Good luck. I will continue to pray for you. These are my prayers. All right. I will continue to pray for you. And I really do want to belabor this last point. Please tell the Israeli army in new video to keep bombing Islamic Republic and the IRGC till they fall. This was a man begging for his life. And I'm not the least bit ashamed or bothered to beg for him. We have to continue this campaign until the regime is absolutely and completely broken. Keep calm, mandatory carry on, and Javid Shah.